In a kingdom where sunlight danced on marble towers and banners shimmered like captured dawn, there lived a princess named Eleonora who had never walked anywhere unnoticed. From the moment she learned to stand, eyes followed her. From the moment she learned to smile, applause followed too. People cheered when she waved, they bowed when she passed, and they whispered, always whispered, about her beauty, her grace, her crown. Eleonora believed those whispers were love. Every morning servants placed the crown upon her head, light and cold, polished until it reflected her face perfectly. Eleonora would stand before tall mirrors and tilt her head, searching her reflection for reassurance. If the crown gleamed and the smile pleased the room, her heart felt calm. If the applause was loud, she slept well. If it was softer than usual, unease crept in like a draught through stone halls. She was kind in the way she had been taught, gentle words, graceful gestures, but she never lingered long enough to truly see anyone. Her days were filled with parades, lessons, and admiration, and though she never said it aloud, Eleonora feared silence more than darkness. One evening, during a grand celebration in her honor, something strange happened. The hall was filled with music and laughter. Candles glowed like 1,000 tiny suns. Eleonora stepped forward to greet the crowd, ready to receive the warmth she depended on. But when she glanced at the nearest mirror, her breath caught. The crown was there, the gown shimmered, the hall was full, but her reflection was gone. Where her face should have been was only empty glass, as if the mirror had forgotten her entirely. A ripple of unease passed through her. She blinked, turned away, then looked again. Still nothing. Panic fluttered in her chest, sharp and unfamiliar. She reached out, touching the cold surface, but her hand met only her own trembling fingers. That night, alone in her chamber, Eleonora tried every mirror she could find. None showed her face. Not the silver one by her bed, not the tall one by the window, not even the small hand mirror she had cherished since childhood. For the first time, there was no reflection to admire. At dawn, a quiet voice echoed through the room, soft as falling petals. When the heart listens only to praise, the mirror grows tired of speaking. Eleanor spun around, but no one was there. The voice returned, gentler now. Leave the crown behind. Walk where no one knows your name. When you are seen without being praised, the mirror will remember you. Fear and anger warred within her. Before sunrise, Eleonora wrapped herself in a simple cloak and placed the crown upon her pillow. It felt wrong to leave it behind, like leaving a part of herself unguarded. Yet when she stepped beyond the palace gates, the air felt different, lighter, quieter. No one bowed, no one cheered, and no one noticed her at all. She walked through villages she had only ever seen from a carriage. Children ran past her without stopping. Merchants spoke to her as they would to anyone else, asking for coins instead of smiles. At first, each unnoticed step stung. Her hands often reached for a crown that was no longer there. Days passed. Hunger taught her patience. Weariness taught her humility. She began helping where she could, carrying baskets, fetching water, mending torn cloth. Each small kindness felt strange without applause, yet something unexpected followed: warmth. One afternoon, she met an old baker whose hands shook too much to knead dough. Eleonora stayed to help, flour dusting her hair, laughter sneaking out when the dough refused to behave. The baker thanked her, not with praise, but with bread still warm from the oven. The gratitude in his eyes lingered longer than any cheer she had known. That night, by a stream, Eleonora found her reflection again, not in glass, but in water. It was faint, blurred by ripples, but it was there. Not crowned, not perfect, just her. Hope stirred. As weeks turned to months, Eleonora forgot to miss the palace. She learned names instead of titles, stories instead of compliments. She listened, truly listened to joys and sorrows that had nothing to do with her, and with each act of quiet kindness her reflection grew clearer. But the magic was not finished testing her. One day, word spread of a sick child in a distant village, too weak to travel, too poor to be healed by royal physicians. Eleonora felt a pull she could not ignore. She journeyed through rain and cold, arriving exhausted at a small, fragile home. The child smiled when she entered, a brave, tired smile. Eleonora stayed by the bedside, telling stories, holding a small hand, giving comfort she once thought insignificant. As dawn approached, the child slept peacefully at last. Outside, a mirror-like pool reflected the sky. Eleonora leaned over it and gasped. Her reflection was fully restored, clear, whole, alive. At that moment, royal guards appeared on the road. They had been searching for her, carrying news of panic and sorrow from the kingdom. The crown awaited, the throne needed her. The life she had left behind was ready to return her reflection forever. Eleonora looked from the water to the small house behind her. She understood then. The mirror had not been broken, it had been honest. With steady hands, Eleonora stepped away from the pool. The reflection faded, but her heart did not ache. Instead, it felt full. When she finally returned to the palace, she walked in not as a symbol, but as a soul. The crown was placed upon her head once more, but it felt different now. Lighter, secondary. Eleonora ruled with open eyes and listening ears. She walked among her people, not above them, and though mirrors once again showed her face, she rarely sought them out, because she had learned the truth the mirror had waited for her to see. A crown may be worn on the head, but a heart must be carried, freely given, and earned every day. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more magical adventures.